Albuquerque comes together.
The city lost a good man.
To honor Officer Daniel Webster.
Officers, stand up.
A man who spent his life serving others.
When he came home and retired after 20 years of service to his country, he wanted to give more.
A man who gave his life doing it.
For Dan, it was never about Dan. It was about what could he do to rescue you.
Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Albuquerque lost the best of us this week. We lost a hero.
Today, Albuquerque said goodbye to one of its protectors.
Officer Daniel Webster, do you copy? It is with heavy hearts we are broadcasting the passing of Officer Daniel Webster.
An amazing showing of support today for fallen Albuquerque police officer Daniel Webster, almost 2 weeks after he was gunned down during a traffic stop. From a moving memorial service that drew more than 2,000 people to a funeral procession that stretched for miles and miles, with thousands of citizens lining the streets in blue. News 13's Madeline Schmidt is live at the convention center, where everyone from his family to the governor said goodbye to the officer being called a hero. Madeline.
Well, Kim, it was an incredibly emotional service with several speakers, including his daughters and the mayor and Chief Eden. And for the first time, we heard from his partner of 8 years, his wife, Michelle.
He used to always tell me not to stress over all the little stuff and things I can't control, because he never did.
Michelle Carlino Webster, who is a BCSO deputy, shared lighthearted memories of her husband. She told the story of how she met Officer Webster when she was his personal trainer. She said he loved going to work and that he was a cop with the highest integrity. She said he would be overwhelmed to see the community's support and the massive crowd at his service, which included Governor Susana Martinez.
He was very protective, not only of his family, but of his community. And this devotion truly made him an admirable public servant.
After the service, the 17-mile procession took Officer Webster through downtown, where he was honored with a final dispatch call at APD headquarters before it heading up I-25 to the Vista Verde Memorial Park in Rio Rancho, where he was buried. Now, Officer Webster was a 9-year veteran of the Albuquerque Police Department. He also spent 20 years in the United States Army with deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. Kim, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Madeline. Now, Officer Webster's 3 grown daughters also spoke at the service, reading scriptures from the Bible.
For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God.
The girls also shared stories of growing up with Dan as their dad, one sharing that he often used her in his police training, pretending she was one of the bad guys who needed to be arrested. People of Albuquerque also feel the weight of losing Officer Webster. Crowds gather downtown to pay their respects. News 13's Haley Rush has that part of our team coverage. She's live at APD headquarters. Haley?
Kim, it was a sea of blue here today as the community honored Officer Webster, and they all showed their support in different ways.
We really just wanted to make the posters to show that we're in support of all of our police officers, APD, the Sheriff's Department, everybody.
Students at St. Mary's Elementary spent the morning decorating APD's headquarters. The kids called it a field trip, and they walked a few blocks from their school to hang all the posters up. Other people along the procession line also wrote their own words of encouragement.
It does. It hits too close because there's so much violence nowadays, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Hundreds of police vehicles joined the procession, all signaling off their sirens at the same time. The procession was about 5 miles long, streaming up I-25, greeted by firefighters and well-wishers on overpasses along the way. Crowds also lined Alameda as the procession made its way to Rio Rancho, where Officer Webster was laid to rest. Now, also in the crowds today, rows of Albuquerque police officers giving Officer Webster a final salute as he passed by. Kim, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Haley. Now, people around the city are honoring Officer Webster today through the simple gesture of wearing blue. We've had pictures pour into our newsroom of people showing their support, many of them adding the hashtag #WeAreAlbuquerque. You can continue to share your pictures on our Facebook page. Others are dressing the city in blue. There are blue ribbons tied to trees all around Albuquerque, telling officers in the community to stand strong. And showing this community they are standing behind them. There are signs put up everywhere. We are Albuquerque, and signs of condolences on marquees across the city. Stay with News 13 as we continue to honor Officer Webster throughout the day. We've also posted pictures of the many tributes to him on KRQE.com.